and Android.
Now at 5, a Southeast Kansas high school is honoring area veterans.
President-elect Donald Trump's victory helps some of his legal problems disappear. I'm Nicole Skanga at the White House with what's happening to the cases against him, plus the top contenders in his search for a new cabinet.
And a family YMCA is partnering with a local organization to host the first ever Harvest Color Fun Run.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Students at Southeast High School in Cherokee, Kansas come together to honor the brave men and women who served in our nation's armed forces. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. This morning, in a heartfelt ceremony, the gymnasium filled with music and reflection as the choir sang and the band played, while veterans shared stories of the challenges they faced while serving.
I hope that they understand that every veteran has their own story and it's unique to each veteran. The bond between those that haven't served and those that have served, it's an unusual experience for those that have been in the military, and it's a story that each veteran should be able to tell those that have served in their local community.
The principal of Southeast says it was a great opportunity for students to get to know the people who served in their community. And tonight at 6, we take you to a veterans program at Pittsburgh High School. Well, KOAM's final Great American Flag Swap of the Year took place today in Parsons, Kansas. People could come out and swap their tattered and old flags for brand new ones. And just because this was the last flag swap of the year, don't worry, we'll be back next year to start the annual tradition all over again. For more information on flag swap as well as flag etiquette, just head over to KOAMnewsnow.com/flag. Feeding Inc. is hosting its very first Harvest Color Fun Run this Saturday. The organization's mission is to feed those experiencing food insecurity. The run is a fundraiser to help them continue to help those in need. Saturday's run will circle around Kellogg Lake in Carthage with participants running, jogging, or walking. And color will be tossed as participants go by.
When they run past those people, they will get color tossed on them. So we opted for some white t-shirts so they can get all colored up and decorated.
The Harvest Color Fun Run kicks off at Kellogg Lake in Carthage tomorrow at 9 a.m. And even if you aren't pre-registered, you can still participate. Just show up by 8:45 a.m. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty is joining us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, and clouds have really been thickening up for us today. Kind of chilly across the region. Temperatures mainly into lower 60s, 63 in Joplin, 61 is where we stand in Pittsburgh. Anderson, 64, and then you drop into the 50s once you get into Kansas, and then also Oklahoma. Clouds are thicker. It's been on and off raining throughout the afternoon hours, and showers are going to be increasing as we go through the evening. We'll slide back into the mid-50s. Look at the showers, even a few rumbles of thunder where you see the yellows and the orange. That is more moderate to heavy rainfall. Really hasn't gotten into southwestern Missouri, but you can see these batches from Chanute to Independence all the way down through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. But everybody is going to get widespread rain for us tonight. So we're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. President-elect Donald Trump has made his first selection on who he would like to join him in the new administration. Nicole Skanga has more details from the White House.
The Ice Baby, we call her the Ice Baby.
President-elect Donald Trump has chosen campaign manager Susie Wiles to be his White House chief of staff. Wiles becomes the first woman to ever serve in the post. Sources close to Trump tell CBS News' Robert Costa that Wiles is seen as smart and organized and someone who will not compete with Trump for attention.
Susie likes to stay in the background. She's not in the background.
Wiles is the first cabinet member pick in the new administration, but Trump is quietly working to fill other positions. CBS News has learned Trump is considering Florida Senator Marco Rubio and former Ambassador Richard Grenell for Secretary of State, while Fox News reports Senator Bill Hagerty is on the list, among others. Trump is also preparing details of his mass deportation plan for undocumented immigrants, a policy which some estimate could cost billions. Trump told NBC News, quote, "We have no choice. When people have killed and murdered, They're not staying here. There is no price tag. Trump previously vowed to begin carrying out the widespread deportations on his first day in office. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.
And Trump says he may start his deportation plans in Springfield, Ohio, a city where he falsely claimed migrants were eating the dogs and cats. Springfield has seen a large influx of Haitian migrants who came to the country legally. Still ahead, the beverage experience.
Cocktails are getting a new kick, but it's not from the alcohol. I'm Christine Lazar with a look at drinks infused with THC.
And next in Health Watch, we take you to a dementia immersion room, a place where patients can create connections and experiences with their families.
I'm Phil Sanders.
Topping today's Health Watch, the seasonal flu has bounced back in a big way. A study by the University of Oxford found while flu levels plummeted during the pandemic shutdowns, they started rising once international air travel returned, and now they're back to pre-pandemic levels. The study also notes climate change is leading to longer flu seasons. Well, the FDA is promising to remove a common ingredient found in popular over-the-counter decongestants. The Food and Drug Administration says there's evidence that oral phenylephrine does not work. It's an ingredient found in decongestants, including Sudafed, Dayquil, and others. The effectiveness of the drug has been debated for years, and an FDA advisory panel in 2007 said it may be effective as a decongestant. And since then, a number of large clinical trials have concluded it's not effective when taken orally. However, the drug's safety is not a concern. The FDA proposal now kicks off a 6-month public comment period. The agency would then make a final decision on whether to pull the drug from store shelves. November is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and watching loved ones deal with the memory loss, disorientation, and sometimes combative behaviors of dementia can be heartbreaking for caregivers. And now a New York facility is offering memory care unit residents a unique way to create connections and experiences with their families. Dr. John LaPook has more.
Here we go.
Judith Lasker always loved taking long car rides.
What do you want me to do? Make a right.
The 86-year-old, who suffers from dementia, is out for a spin with her daughter Jennifer.
Look at this house.
Ooh, Mom, there's nice water over here.
This is the immersion room at Gerwin Jewish Nursing and Rehabilitation in Comac, New York. Designed by Besser Rooms, it uses state-of-the-art technology to immerse memory care unit patients and their families in experiences and activities through stimulating sights, sounds, even smells.
There's an innocence to the reaction to some of the environments that are magical. And, you know, the last couple years were not magical. So it was a nice escape for both of us.
From being whisked away to the beach to visiting a quaint cafe,
big inhale, arms come up, palms together,
to practicing yoga.
And she was following along like perfectly, and it was amazing.
Recreational therapist Kathleen Biggs says the goal is to reduce combative behaviors, anxiousness, and restlessness, provide enrichment, and increase quality of life.
Even though they have memory loss, you still want to make the memories that they have meaningful. So we're providing these opportunities for families to have a whole new experience. It's bringing new memories to them.
The experience can be overstimulating, so residents come out to this calming room to decompress.
We're talking about what's happening in the moment, and you don't get that a lot of the time. My mom has done some of the sequences so many times that she actually remembers them.
Jennifer says it's been wonderful to engage in experiences together once again. Dr. John LaPook, CBS News.
It's estimated more than 6 million Americans have dementia in the U.S. Well, this morning, the Joplin Humane Society held its first ever free vaccine clinic from 9 a.m. to noon. Free vaccines were given to the first 250 dogs and 250 cats in line. The event began with a promising start as attendees lined up 2 hours before the event began at 7 a.m.
Well, it's important so they don't get sick, so they don't get other animals sick, and also so if they bite someone, they don't get the person sick.
The event was made possible through a partnership with Petco Love and Friends of the Joplin Humane Society. And that's a look at today's health news. A little later, beverages are getting a new kick, and it's not from alcohol. Cannabis cocktails coming up.
Plus, we have some rain, which is going to be working in. We're going to be talking about that coming up.
Frugal Frank is a big story to tell.
Well, of course, it definitely turned out to be a cloudy day for us today. We had showers, thunderstorms, which have been picking up on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side over the past few hours, and that is going to continue to increase as we go through the evening hours. Look at the rain increasing across southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Where you see the yellows and a little bit of orange, that is moderate to heavier rain. And there really hasn't been too much that has worked into southwestern Missouri, but you can see from Iola, Chanute, Parsons, all the way down toward Veneta. In fact, let's zoom in. Rain picking up Iola, Chanute. Here's Erie, Fredonia, Neodesha. Really hasn't gotten really to the state line much. Pittsburgh up to Fort Scott, you may get a few little sprinkles, and that is just about it right now. If we track farther south, rain picking up western Cherokee County, Labette, Montgomery County, and then into northeastern Oklahoma on the doorstep of Miami, Grand Lake, back toward Veneta, Nowata, and Bartlesville. Nothing strong, nothing severe. You may hear a few rumbles of thunder, but that should be just about it as this entire storm system rolls through. You can see the classic comma shape. Look at the snow in Colorado. Some areas have picked up 2 to 3 feet over the past 24 to 48 hours. And this system is going to zoom right on by. And once it does, we'll end up with a pretty good weekend. Let me take you through time. Here's 9 p.m. Showers, couple rumbles of thunder, pretty widespread, and it's just going to be periods of rain. Through the night, we get this first batch, a little bit of a break, picks up again shortly after midnight. Showers, thunderstorms continuing to work through. Here's 4:30 in the morning, still periods of rain, and then finally by morning, we'll start the day with clouds and showers, and then they're going to exit pretty quickly as we go through the morning hours. How much rain could you get? Remember, a lot of us have picked up anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of rain over the past week. This isn't going to be that heavy, but still good amounts. Half an inch to an inch, isolated 1.5 inch amounts, Kansas and Oklahoma. A little lighter on the Missouri side, but still quarter, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. So a pretty good rainfall event across the region. Here are rain chances way up there tonight, all the way through the morning, and then you can see how they taper off as we go through the morning into the afternoon hours. Temperatures kind of cool, 63 in Carthage, 67 in Grove. Chanute sitting at 53. Here's outside. Here's 7th. Here's range line, 63 easterly winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Through the evening, the rain picking up, so if you're heading out to any area high school football games, you definitely want to take the rain gear. Easterly winds kind of kicking in at about 5 to 10. And the winds are going to stay kind of breezy as we go into Saturday as well. They're just going to kick out of the south. All right, so temperatures by game time tonight, 60, 57 by the time we get into the fourth quarter of games. But again, you're going to be dodging showers and a few thunderstorms. 64 on Saturday. Sunshine returns during the afternoon. Sunday looks great. Monday's great. Tuesday's great. Scattered thunderstorms again Wednesday, but most of next week looking pretty good.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We need it to look good.
No complaints.
I like that forecast. All right. Well, coming up, an easier way to track your lost luggage. The details next.
It's been a huge week in Chanute.
Topping today's Consumer Watch, tracking your lost luggage could soon get a bit easier. Apple is beta testing an update that allows travelers who attach Apple AirTags to their luggage to share the device's location with third parties. That means airport staff could hunt for bags in real time. And here's how it works. A link to the AirTag's location can be created in the Find My app. It can then be shared with others, including those not using an Apple device. Apple has not said if or when the update will be added as a permanent fixture to its iOS systems. Well, two major American chain restaurants will soon be under one roof. IHOP and Applebee's are coming together to open a joint restaurant in the U.S. The parent company of both chains, Dine Brand, says the joint restaurants will be in Shagun, Texas, and doors could open as early as 2025. Dine Brand says plans have been in the works for years. They're currently joint IHOP and Applebee's chains in Mexico, Canada, and Saudi Arabia. Well, having a drink is taking a whole new meaning. A growing number of Americans are swapping out alcohol beverages for a different kind of buzz. Christine Lazar shows us how states across the country are now selling drinks with THC.
Inside the Artistry Studio Lounge dispensary in Los Angeles, you'll find what looks like a typical bar, but you won't find any alcohol here. All the colorful cocktails come with a shot of cannabis containing THC.
Do you taste it? You don't.
Sky Fairman is the lounge manager and says customers control their own dose and can enjoy cannabis in a social setting.
You can take a couple of sips, relax, see how you feel, and then go from there. I tell people it's almost like you can control your high.
These type of bars are popping up in more states where recreational marijuana is legal. And across the country, you can find canned beverages with THC at select retailers. They provide a similar high and are even sold in some states where cannabis is not legal recreationally, because in those states, the specific strain of THC in some of the drinks comes from hemp instead of marijuana.
The reason why these products are available are because of the Farm Bill.
Kate Stevenson is an industry analyst from the Brightfield Group and says the 2018 Farm Bill made it legal for a certain type of THC known as Delta-9 to be synthesized from hemp. Since then, there's been an explosion in beverage sales, reaching $382 million this year and growing.
They're projected to grow 14% over the next 5 years.
She says those numbers would be higher, but almost a dozen states have now banned intoxicating THC synthesized from hemp. California's governor authorized an emergency ban earlier this year because a loophole in the law allowed for gummies and other products to be sold outside of dispensaries and at any store.
We don't want to kill the hemp industry. We want the hemp industry to be regulated. It was intended not for intoxicating products.
The THC at the Artistry Studio Lounge doesn't come from hemp. So here, those 21 and older can enjoy cannabis in a cocktail. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, today is National Cappuccino Day, observed every year on November 8th. The traditional Italian coffee beverage consists of espresso, heated milk, and steamed milk foam. But in the age of Starbucks and designer coffee, the cappuccino has been spiced up literally with all sorts of additions. And this time of year, one of the most popular add-ons appears to be pumpkin spice. But the cappuccino can be customized in countless different ways. I love a caramel frappe. Final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we go on the road to salute a fallen hero of World War II, how the soldier's daughter pieced together the story of his service. And then on KOAM News at 6, a handful of schools are honoring Veterans Day today, and we take you to 2 different programs. Plus, months after an investigation ends with his reinstatement, the Miami police chief announces he's retiring. And KOAM Sports Director John Dales takes us live to tonight's Game of the Week, Joplin versus Kickapoo. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The season of giving will get underway soon here at KOAM. We're getting ready to kick off our annual Toy Box Toy Drive. For 36 years, KOAM and our community partners have collected new donated toys for deserving children in our area. Sign-ups are open now. If you know a family who could benefit from this toy drive, just scan this QR code for more information, including drop-off locations or how to donate and help brighten the holidays for some area children. Right, brighten us with the forecast.
Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of rain as we go through the evening hours into tomorrow morning, which we still need the rain. We're still in a severe drought. 64 tomorrow. The bulk of the weekend looks pretty good. It's going to be sunny by tomorrow afternoon. which is good news. So at least the rain would get out of the way early.
So if you're headed out to Friday Night Football, you might need your umbrella?
You will do, yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.